Capricorn, hello there my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late March 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's going on for the lovely Cappies. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's do this. Talk to me, my guys. And yeah, we're just going to look at this first card real quick, then we'll get into the full reading itself, and at the very end I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you could lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get this started here. One card for my Cappies, please, my guides, talk to me. Just to start us off nice and smooth here. Been a couple of interesting weeks in regards to your readings this March, so I really do hope you're all doing well. We'll talk about that a little more as we get to the back end. Okay, yeah, so this is very etheric, dreamy, thought-based type of energy. I see this quite often when it comes to water signs as well. So there's a lot of layers to that card. Before we fully dive into it, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the March subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Have a look at this card. Absolutely gorgeous. When I look at the imagery here, the background, super etheric. We see this woman, it looks like she's in some sort of yogic type of pose or meditation. So when this card shows up, yes, there could be spiritual ties and undertones, a lot of spiritual topics, spirituality really picking at your brain in a good way. You might be doing meditations and yoga for all I know, but this is etheric, so of the mind and imagination. You might be thinking a lot. You might be very creative in this time. It's dreamy as well. So I would say a lot of Capricorns could be having very interesting dreams when this shows up. But I will mention this. There is a clock in this, and whenever I see the clock, I think about the construct of time. So you might be going through situations where either you're waiting on something or how you perceive time might be altered in some way, whether time is dragging or moving fast. But let's just put that down there. We're going to get into tarot. I always say that first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote for us. Let's shuffle it up, get you three in the upright before we get the intuitive, juicy stuff going. Talk to me, my guides. What do we got for my Cappies here in late March? So, like I said, the last couple of weeks, it's been interesting to say the least. There's been a couple of challenging types of energies of cycles closing, but last week's reading was titled A Serious Situation. So hopefully whatever it is you may or may not even be going through, it hasn't been too serious or concerning. Those energies do tend to bleed over sometimes, so we're going to hope to keep it optimistic. Even if we do have some challenges this week, we'll look at the silver lining, right? Let's get you three. And you know, energy is very fluid, so it might not just be your energy we look at. Nothing's ever set in stone, so only take it how it hits for you, because we could be seeing somebody else here. There we go. Okay, strength in position number one, very strong character type of energy here. Okay, dedication, overcoming, triumphing. I do like this vibe to start us off. It's always good. So someone in a position of strength or reaching deep down within. Let's get two more. Could be tender as well. It all depends. Okay, yeah, so here's that little time aspect. We have the Seven of Pentacles, earthy, which is an energy you are pretty comfy with. Let's get one more, then we'll piece this together. Yeah, I'm getting that test type of energy. Okay, so we're going to have to really break this down because we have the World here, which also talks about the reading we had for you like 2 weeks ago, because that could be the cycles closing. Lots of karmic energy here. You have a bonus. The Judgment card, okay? Decisions, choices. So there's a lot happening here. Let's go through it real quick. I'll give you the classical meanings and archetypes before we get the intuitive, juicy stuff. Now, at first glance, when I look at this, like I said, there's some aspect of slowness, of time, cycles closing, angelic, spiritual types of energies as well. But there is power here. There's a sense of importance in this spread. Position number one, the Strength card. This could represent a Leo. So you might be closely connected to Leo. You might have Leo placements. And when I see this card, I think of someone that fights the demons within with love as opposed to brute force. This is a card of strength within. Now, depending on the clarifier, yeah, it could literally talk about your physical strength, well-being. But generally, I see this as strength of character, determination to overcome things. So this could be a very positive type of card. Angelic in its own sense, even though there's not an angel depicted there, but I love the Strength card. I normally see it when people are being put through different tests, and I could also say that with the double dose of karmic action that we have following it. Position number 2, the Seven of Pentacles. Now, with this card, there's very minor connotations with this card of connections to nature, wanting or yearning to be connected to nature, get out there. But this is a card of patience, possibly waiting. And we have been seeing this little construct of time since the very beginning. So there might be something you're waiting on. There might be something that you need patience with. Like, it's not going to resolve itself right this second. It might take a little bit of time for things to work out. This is my biggest card of you reap what you sow. What you put forth, you get back in return. So maybe that's something you need to hear. Maybe that's something you need to tell somebody. Like, listen, what you put into it, that's what you get out of it. The big karmic undertones, whether it's for good, bad, or indifferent, we'll have to explore it, right? Because this could be somebody getting karmic rewards. It can absolutely be somebody catching a dose as well, depending on what clarifies it. Now, as we get to the back end of the spread, this is where it gets extra powerful, because we have this slow, steady energy here, and then it's double dose of power. We have the World in position number 3. Once again, another karmic card, a card of karmic cycles, openings, closings. Generally, this is a card of endings. And I do believe 2 weeks ago, your reading was titled a big ending of some sort. So a lot of you could be going through lots of different closes of cycles in life, okay? Whether it's relationships, whether it's work things. When I see this, though, it is a card of powerful change and cycle. So the double dose of karma is like pointing my antennas up in the sky. We really want to dive deeper on these. This is a heavily angelic, powerful type of energy as well. Another little side note, when I see the World card, I do think of the state of the world today, like literal world events as well. So there might be things happening in the world that don't quite tickle your fancy, or you don't like how things are looking or turning out. I would caution you not to be too invested into news stories when that card shows up. But getting to the bonus card, we have Judgment. Literal judgments could be the name of the game. Choices. You might feel like you're at a crossroads where you need to go left or go right. This is a heavy, transformative energy. Extremely powerful. So there's a lot of transformation with the World and this back end Judgment here. It's Plutonian in nature. So a lot of you could be going through a lot of different cycle shifts. It's very strong. But the fact that we have so much angelic energy here, I will say that a lot of you might need to hear that you are a protected individual. I want to dive deeper on all the Capricorn. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for my Cappies, please. Talk to me, my guides. And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on strength. Could be a test of some sort. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Capricorn off this spread, you could drop it down in the comments. I don't mind at all. Won't be stepping on my toes. Okay, strength time. What do we got? Why is strength here? Thank you. 6 of Cups. Okay. This is a heavy sense of healing here. There could be something that has happened to you that you're still healing from it, whether it's been weeks, days, months, even years ago. The 6 of Cups is the card of history to me. For a portion of you, this could just be a very long-lasting or long-time bond with a Leo. But this is a card of memories to me. Trying to see the positives out of negatives that may have happened to you could be a very big thing in this time. Like looking back on your past challenges, past things that you've been through, and drawing strength from that. I also feel like I need to say this, whatever it is you're going through right now, you've probably been through something similar before, especially with all this karmic energy. You might need to hear that from spirit, whether it's something that you've succeeded at or whether it's something that you've failed at. Like when I see the 6 of Cups under strength, I feel like you've been through it before. You've been through a lot. You got this. You can do this. So it's like a little shot in the arm from spirit. I really like this. Okay. Even though there are like challenges and tests here, like you're savvy. You're a savvy individual. All right. We're going to keep moving over because I want to see what's up with all this karmic energy, but nice. For some of you, yeah, like I said, it could be that connection with a Leo figure. But looking on the past with, like, looking for the silver lining. Let's go in on that 7 of Pentacles. I don't feel like that's the main name of the game for this spread, though. But it needed to be heard from someone, that's for sure. So why is that 7 of Pentacles here? Tower, okay. Yeah. Learning how to deal with certain endings, shakeups, shocks. There could be certain tower moments or things that happen where, yeah, it disrupts things, but you're not quite as shocked as you might have been, if that makes sense. Like something out of nowhere happens, but you take it in stride. That's kind of the energy I'm picking up here. So if you've been through a lot of shocking things, shocking issues, shocking situations, which could still pop up here with the Tower, I feel like you're going to take it in stride. Okay, this could also be a karmic thing. If you've been going through lots of endings, shakeups, Tower moments, because that's what these represent. Woosah, take a breath. That's kind of what this is saying. Like patience. Patience is key. These Tower moments need to happen, right? Now, sometimes these are good, but with all this karmic energy in the world, like when I see a Tower, there is a big shakeup either coming or has recently happened. And it is that energy of shock. But once again, let's direct our energy back to this message. It's something that you know how to handle. It's something you may have been through before. So if these shocking energies do pop up, I think you're going to be fine. Okay, you're going to take it in stride. You'll be fine. You could handle this. Okay, this isn't something you can't handle. Let's keep moving over to the world. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get the shadow card. Interesting stuff, my friends. But like, that's an energy that feels very strong to me, regardless of what you're going through. Like, you got this. That's very good. So let's go in on the world. Very strong, grounded type of energy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we do have the Queen of Cups in the upright underneath the world, and that's fine. Like sometimes things go in and out of our lives that we're emotionally attached to. Doesn't mean that emotional connection is going to sever right away. This is something that you may feel very strongly about. This is something you may feel very deeply about when we have the Queen of Cups. Now, for a portion of you, this could be issues with a water sign. Like the main things we have here are Leo, water sign, but the Queen of Cups is very deep emotional depth underneath this world. So once again, this could be an emotional ending of some sort or an emotional issue, especially with all the stuff we have going on. But it's also interesting to me that we have somebody who could be taking something in stride, but another person that might be a little more affected by this, especially with the Tower in the world. There are still these karmic undertones, so I feel like I need to give that warning for a lot of the Capricorns. The hands of karma are at play in a lot of your lives, okay? And what do I mean by that? Things are going to begin, things are going to end. It's all part of the plan. Like, keep it moving, keep it pushing. We all go through this cyclical nature of life. That's one thing you'll always notice. But let's go through and do a quick recap, because I feel like there's a lot of stuff happening here. Whatever tests you're going through, I feel like you're going to pass them. But if you kindly look in the box before we get to the shadow card, we have strength with the Six of Cups. Like I said, could be a connection to Leo here. Looking back on the past, looking at challenges you've been through, trying to see the silver lining. Like, okay, well, this happened, but you know what? If that never happened, then I never would have got here. Things like that. Also, whatever it is you may be going through or whatever is going to come up, you've been through similar situations before. So I think you're going to do fine, right? Like, you have the strength to overcome and triumph. Moving to the center, this is the one that gave me a little bit of pause. We have the Seven of Pentacles with the Tower. Yeah, this shocking energy. But I don't see you being quite as shocked as other people might take certain things, right? So shocking issues, shocking situations could crop up in this time. Tower moments, of course. But I feel someone taking it better than expected, right? These towers, these collapses, these restarts. Moving to the very back end, more of that karmic cycle energy. That's why I gave that warning about karma. We have the World with the Queen of Cups. It might be an ending that you are still emotionally attached to, emotionally tied to, and that's okay, right? Just because a situation or an issue ends doesn't mean that you're not emotionally invested in it. But once again, this energy here is possibly somebody taking something in stride, but this energy is a little more affected. So an emotional ending or a connection there. It's interesting stuff. Please take a screenshot. I'm going to get you one shadow card real quick. And always remember that this could be how somebody else around you is feeling, right? Very powerful energy here this week. But let's get you one shadow card just to end this off nice. What do we got for Capricorn in the shadows? And yeah, I'm using the Shadowland Tarot. Once again, this is what I like to use for the last card of the reading. It's very introspective and nice to me. So let's see what's in the shadows. Thank you. Okay, we do have the Hermit. And whenever I see the Hermit in this deck, it gives me a couple of different meanings, especially in the shadows. So if you look at the imagery of this card, of course, this could represent a Virgo that you may have a history with, that may have left some scars. When I see the Hermit, it's withdrawn, pulled back, retracted. So in this time, a lot of you might be in Hermit mode, so to speak, right? Like pulling back, retreating from something, or just being in Hermit mode, just chilling in the house, or not being as social as you usually are. But when we see this, it could also represent communication issues. So for a lot of Capricorns, no, there might be big miscommunications, miscues in this time. So keep your eyes open for that. Another thing when I see the Hermit, especially in this deck, is like it looks like a ghost. So a lot of you might be experiencing a little more paranormal activity or energetic situations as well. So keep your mind on that. You might need to lock down your energy and ground yourself out. But that's what I have for you this week, Capricorn. Nothing too treacherous in the shadows, which is good. But my friends, that's what I have. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the March subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the February subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced in my community tab after this week's fire and air sign readings. But for March, I'll be giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls. This is a new deck and it is absolutely awesome. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments out of this week's reading, which card spoke to you the most. At the end of the month, the winners will be in the community tab. Once again, my friends, much love to you, and I'll see you next time.